Okay, so I have a little bit of an idea here. I'm looking at this paper that's here, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go back and forth and figure it out from this. So I can see one word here, which is the word bad. So I think I'm on the right track. So if we go off that, then like there's a couple other words that sort of also appear, like off, and then back. Because if the capital C there means like the switch for C, then the word right after the C is back. So we have C, so we have K then. We also have off, so we have O, which is a dot. So we have 2 more letters now, and I'm gonna try and go back and forth with this for a bit. Back to Homesick. So I have translated everything to the point that the note on the elevator works, and I've made guesses on other things to just that I think everything is correct. Leave the hall lights on. Management. So now we should be able to look at these. Peaceful Drift, a collection of poems about sleep and renewal. Okay. Introduction to the Science of Sleep. I'm a Cat and You're Not, by Goblin. It's interesting. So we should... I'm kind of just starting over at where I began before, in the hopes that I'll be able to find... Building of Strahts. Underground city inhabited by 2 very different cultures, often at odds outside the walls, but inside a population at peace. Interesting. I'm trying to find... Yeah. Dear Tosh, thank you so much for your letter. It was so nice to have a piece of you here with me as I try to get comfortable in my new place. I've been babysitting a little boy that lives on my floor. He reminds me so much of you as a little kid. We have been playing the blocks with letters on them, just like the ones you used to have. My trip was amazing. The months went by fast. It took me a long time to find the village. It was an even more remote location than I had expected. They really are creating something new, a refuge from the crazy world. They're generating their own power with solar panels and wind turbines, and they are growing all of their own food. There are fruits, veggies, herbs, and grains growing all over the place in every spare inch of soil, even on rooftops and side of dwellings. The most amazing thing was how hopeful everyone out was. It felt so safe, and for the first time since we were kids, I felt hopeful for a better future. This says P1. Oh, I wish I could have stayed there longer, but I hope that the money I earned from this new job will help us buy land so that we can start a new village together. Love always, your sister Sabine. Okay. I barely slept at all last night. I was tossing and turning for hours. I couldn't stop thinking about the new job. It's so awful here. There's so much destruction and pollution. The air is thick with smog and toxic dust. People say we are helping to provide energy, but I think there has to be a better way. I just can't want to earn enough money so I can leave this place. One nice thing did happen today. For lunch, I sat with one of the other workers that happens to live on my floor. He was such a nice guy. He told me about his family and how he hopes that this place isn't too dangerous for his child. Like me, he hopes to earn enough money at this job to be able to leave and move to someplace better. I told him about my insomnia, how I can't sleep because I'm overcome with worries about how bad things are. He was so understanding and nice to talk with. I wish he and his family lived next door to me instead of my current neighbor, the bachelor. He's so loud all the time with his parties and dates, making it even harder for me to fall asleep. I started babysitting with my coworker's son. He's such a fun little kid. Spending time with him really lifts my spirits. He's doing so well, starting to learn to read. I think his other favorite thing is to play hide and seek. The other day he was playing a game of hide and seek with his parents, and he hid in my apartment. And I wasn't even home from work yet. His parents went looking for him and found him here. Okay. Right. Nothing in here. Real. To my big sister Sabine, I hope this letter finds you well settled to your new apartment and your new job. I missed getting letters from you while you were on the long trip to the village. I'm looking forward to hearing all about it. I hope that it was everything we hoped it would be. Love, always, your little brother, Tosh. Okay, so there's lots of pollution and such going on, which I kind of gathered from some of the photos. But there was supposed to be a place that was relatively clean of that. And if we started in this apartment, then maybe we are Tosh or Sabine. If we're Sabine... bit confused. Alright, this is the other area. I'm gonna continue going this way. Sort of how we started the game at. Because I think that might be important to do. Let's see. Anything in here? There was... there. Lessons my grandfather taught me. Okay. Ah, here we go. We are separated now, as she said, but I still have years of memories of her, memories of good times past. I still dream of her every night, but where the dreams end and the memories begin sinks to the abyss of everyday obscurity. Now only a few things still linger as a reminder that some part of it was real. The hardest part is letting go, letting the memories blend together into my dreams. The saddest part is losing the details as the memories become only stories. It's like losing years of myself. History of SAAB. Nothing on here. Ah, here's something. She's out there somewhere. Is she thinking of me like I'm still thinking of her? I only wish I could understand why I wasn't enough. Where did things go wrong? It was such a gradual decay, I cannot pinpoint when things cleared. I know that we were happy together. I loved you. I thought you loved me. I don't know how to feel good again when the person who knew me the most, more than anyone else, more than I know myself, can no longer stand to be with me. Maybe we're none of these people, actually. Maybe these are just apartments with stories in them, and we're trying to pick up just trying to figure out what happened here. We don't have to be one of these people. Oh. The moon and the stars. Is there anything in here? Does not appear to be. No. Nope. Okay. Ah. Dear Gertrude, thank you for your letter telling us the good news that our application has been received. We are very excited to become parents. We're very much looking forward to when there is a child ready for us. Oh, they're going to adopt. Dear Mr. and Miss Willow, we have received your complete application to adopt a child, and we received confirmation from the inspector that you passed your interview and background checks. Congrats. There's a waiting list of applicants, and your application will be added to the queue. The average wait time is 6 to 9 months. On behalf of the agency, I thank you for wanting to open up your home to care for a child in need. Please contact my office if you have any questions. Okay. Finding home. Memoir about my adopted family. Here's something. To our dearest son, we received your recent letter telling us news that you and your wife plan on adopting a child. While we are happy that you want to have a family, we didn't think it was a good idea to adopt. You won't know this child's backgrounds or genetics. Our family has superior genes, and we would be sad that the child won't look like you. There's so many stories of adopted children that end up abandoning their adopted parents. Don't do this. Child development and psychology. To my love, happy anniversary. The past few years together have been a dream come true. I'm so excited to have our family with you. I know things have been hard with our jobs here, but I know together we can do anything, and we can even create a loving home in this hard place. So many children have been orphaned because of the dangerous conditions and violence in this region. And I know we can provide a loving home so that at least one of these children will no longer be alone in this scary world. I know some of our family members don't support our decision, but we have to do what is in our hearts. There may be stories of adoption that result in heartbreak, but there are many stories filled with smiles and happiness. I love you and I'm so excited about this next exciting chapter of our lives. Yours truly, Elliot Willow. They were looking to adopt. This way. Was there anything in here? There used to be, but there's not really anything now. Okay. So... I guess these locked, because I did, like, not really stop the game, but... Careful, sometimes the filing cabinets will tip over if the top drawer is open and the bottom drawers are empty. The top lock, I'll have the combination to use the same formula for the combination, trying to make it easy. Drawer number, and then the formula is 00 followed by the drawer number. Press and hold the shackle down. Can't really do that. So... I already opened these. I think it's mostly pictures up here. So... yeah, it's mostly pictures. New Times. Energy boom shows no signs of slowing down. The District Energy Commission released a statement showing energy production is at an all-time high, with projections of increased production throughout the coming year. Stocks in the mining, energy production, and energy transmission industries are similarly high. Several environmental and community organizations, however, continue to express warnings that the Energy Commission could shift energy production to more renewable and less hazardous sources. Like reading the comics, love drinking milkshakes, come down to super shakes. Life is beautiful, you're beautiful, no regrets, don't. Look back, move on, and become a stronger person. Twin support service specialist. Is there anything else here? Pictures. This one was locked. Had no number, but I'm pretty sure it was just pictures. I'll double check, but I'm like fairly certain that was the case. So 0. Pretty sure this was pictures too. Five, and then 3. Yep, it's just pictures. Okay. 23. Let's see. 25, 23. Right, I think this was 19, I believe. This would be 21. That would be 19. Yeah, okay. New Times. New cancer risk study. Energy workers excluded. The Regional Health Organization is conducting a study of cancer risk for region residents in response to escalating fears about possible negative impacts from industrial operations in the area. Director of the study, Dr. Cater, notes that this study focuses only on residential risk. The agency decided to exclude energy workers. In a letter to the health organization, local health advocates criticized this omission, arguing that by leaving out the risk for energy workers, the study will underestimate the actual risk posed by industrial operations. Truthfulness, compassion, forbearance, felon defa lets you achieve peace of mind and a sound body completely for free. For sale, use tombstone perfect with someone named Bart attack. 3 bunnies for sale. Okay. Complaints of lack of safety enforcement. Members of the Fight for Clean Air community organization are collecting anonymous complaints from district workers about violations of safety regulations. The spokesperson for the group explains that maintaining the workers' anonymity is crucial to making sure they're not fired from their jobs or otherwise put in jeopardy for voicing their concerns. Complaints demonstrate widespread violations of safety regulations in all sectors, including manufacturing and mining. I lost my owl in the woods while searching for money. If you've seen it, contact me. Wanted slow-witted sidekick to assist with evil schemes. Prior experience with death ray is essential. Life is beautiful, you are beautiful, no regrets, don't look back, move on, become a stronger person. Coral Canopy. Okay. Anything in here? New times. The explosion may be worse than previously estimated. The explosion at Northeast Power Plant earlier this month may have been worse than previously estimated. The explosion, which was thought to have killed 19 workers and injured dozens more, was caused by a malfunctioning valve in the cooling tower. New reports indicate there were additional workers killed in the blast that were being uncovered in the ongoing reconstruction of the towers. Classified to you. I'm sorry, I wish I could love you, but I just can't. Sincerely me. Wanted lizard minions. Skin suit provided. Beekeeping and working with children. Certificates desirable, but not necessary. Listen to Danse, Dvorak, and Adam Curry. Deconstruct the media. No agenda show. Tell them Sir Brian sent you. Official warning. Failure to evacuate during a real emergency results in health impacts. Coma, sensitivity to sunlight, muscle weakness, bubbling of the skin, necrosis. Oh, hey, so there was a real chemical emergency of some sort, and we had coma possibly for a while, maybe. We were sensitive to sunlight. Muscle weakness. I think muscle weakness is probably a real thing that we have. So that's wonderful. But that would explain why we can't be in the sun. We're just super sensitive to it now. Okay, let's see. Anything around here? I don't think so. This is as fast as I can go, by the way. Unfortunately, I can't go any faster. And this door is locked, though it appears that it will... No, it's not even locked. It's just, it won't open. So... Okay, so we're nearing up to the area that I was at before. Yeah, we're in here, basically. This general area. And we're at the library, so that means we have the most to read in here. Probably. Here we go. The Circus of Sands. There we go. Case Journal 27, author Detective Rogers. Oh, I can read more of these. I am so sad about that. Wow, okay. I thought I could only read the front part. Circus of Sands, lemons, they always come in handy. What else would she need? She moved across the dark room, taking care not to make enough noise to rouse Mummy, and opened her glow-in-the-dark, star-adorned toy box. Inside the assorted items, most of which weren't actually toys, but broken items that she could scavenge for parts, were organized into neat lines based on their usefulness, reusability, and in the case of few actual children's toys she had decided to keep, plausibility. At the far side of the toy box there would lay a completely unplayed with horse. It was purple, as well as displaying some extremely unnaturally long eyelashes and an anatomically impossible smile. The horse had bright blue hair. Originally, the toy had also come with a small brush that allowed you to groom it at your leisure. This was no longer anywhere to be found, as Jessica had long since used it to form an integral part of a makeshift dynamo, presently residing within Clicks. Clicks was replacing the Uber Matron 3000X netting droid, which had broken after being struck by a golf ball. Jessica's golf ball. Unlike the metronome, which was state-of-the-art, Clicks was simply a state. She had for a body an antique, damaged, flocked white writing table on 4 heavy brass casters. Her CPU was taped to the box top of the desk with duct tape. Her user interface was an arcane typewriter. It was awful, like a hamster torture chamber. It had apparently pointless buttons, levers, screwy things, and things for which there are neither nouns nor simple Noun phrases to describe them, and Clix's arms were crane-like contraptions that moved with all the finesse of an epileptic jackhammer. For hands, it wielded a near-blunt pair of fabric scissors and a set of barbecue tongs that didn't quite close. Jessica picked up the unrealistically proportioned toy horse and examined it. She then reached back in the box, withdrew a coil of copper wire, an electrical circuit board, some solder, a magnifying glass, and 3-pronged tweezers. Closing the lid of her toy box, she made her way back over towards the dim lights of her window. After laying her hoard on the windowsill, she turned and looked at Clix, who stood motionless in the corner of the room. "Clix!" she whispered as loudly as she dared. No reply. "Clix! Wake up, Clix!" The robot continued to do nothing, which it did with style. Jessica knew she would have to try something a bit more intelligent to get Clix's attention, so she pulled a few pieces of clothing from her washing basket and scattered them over the floor untidily. "What a mess," she said quietly, shaking her head. Clix was assembled to care. She was assembled to like children and to want to keep the nest. Her arms started to wave about, and slowly but surely she started to glide across the bedroom floor, clumsily scooping the garments up and depositing them back in the washing basket. Jessica, on the other hand, was methodically picking out each item that Clix recovered and redistributing around her bedroom, till Clix's submissiveness snapped. "Jessica, behave yourself this instant." Now that Clix was finally working, Jessica's job was done. She stopped withdrawing her used garments from the washing basket, walked over to Clix, gave her a big hug around one of her legs. "You've got to be shh," she said. "Mummy's asleep." This put Clix into quiet mode, where instead of talking she would type out her responses onto a sheet of paper. Unfortunately, the clicking of her ancient keys, the squeak of her spool, and the rattle of her type bars was actually louder than her voice modulated. But at least she was trying. "I'll be good and tidy up, Clix," whispered Jessica, "but you have to get me a lemon from the kitchen." "Okay, Jessica," read the paper coming from the roll, and Clix began to trundle towards the door, her breast caster squeaking. "Stop," hissed Jessica. Clix did so abruptly and loudly. "You have to be quiet, please." "Okay, Jessica." The loyal robot set off again, about a decibel quieter than before, but what's 1 decibel in 100? Jessica went back to looking at the selection of components on the windowsill. Then there occurred a deafening sound. It was either a skip full of cutlery being swept down a mountainside by a swarm of howler monkeys riding on boulders, or a Clix carefully descending the stairs. Okay. I don't know if I can really read through all of these. It's a bit much. Oh gosh. Look at lost item. Reason for hire. Old, not shaped for enter ruined buildings. I mean, fair enough, right? Additional information. Client has requested that the item be handled with care. Note, besides the fact he's in a building that has no idea its exact location, and this agreed to advance a portion of the payment. Client has stated that while there is no specific deadline, he would like to have the item by the end of the month. I've been wondering about this place. Doesn't look like much far, but the client insists that something's amiss, and the result I'm here in the dump. Times like this make me reassess on whether I should have a system to reject certain cases. Seeing as this particular one is the only one I got in several months, I need to pay the bills somehow. Got long enough without hot water after all. Surprisingly, this place has power. Was able to charge my phone and 3DS through one of the mains. Now, if only finding the item would be as easy as that. Don't have a limitless supply of victuals after all. Tried calling a friend to see if he can't help with that, but there doesn't seem to be any signal in this place. So well, back to work. I didn't get a good night's sleep here. Apart from the lack of decent bedding, all that I get is weird dreams I can't explain. It's rather unnerving, and I spent the last night fully awake as a result. Really, there seems to be little difference, and this place feels absolutely creepy anyway in the dark. This is odd. Today I felt like taking a break from the case, not abandoning it, mind you, just that I'm running out of food and thought I should go out and stock up on some. However, I can't seem to find the exit. It's not like I'm lost, I think. I mean, I'm staying in a place for a week. I believe I've got a good grasp on the location. So that for some reason I can't seem to reach the ground floor to leave. I realize that sounds like nonsense, but truly this is perplexing as hell, as I want nothing more than to step out into the open. I can see the outside after all, but it's too high to jump and to make it out unscathed, and I don't see any means to aid me in such a descent. Been thinking back to the client. It all seems a bit odd after all, what with his request and terms. This would serve as a good lesson to not jump into cases without learning more about them. Also, this experience so far has cemented my desire to implement a rejection system, especially if I get any requests like this. No food, no one, no contact, no escape. I have had up to here with this case, and I went out. Just that, how? I've scoured the place in my search for the cursed item, and I have found no way. No way to the exit in this confounded building. Jumping out looks so tempting at this point, but just a couple of broken bones, right? Not as if that'll kill me. Hungry, hungry stomach hurts. I've lost all energy to search for an escape. The sun taunts me as it shines through the gaping holes in the walls. It taunts me. See the ground out there? It is out there. I'm free as a bird. Enough. I've had enough. I'm going back. I'll need to feed the cactus back in the office after all. She would have been lonely without her papa after all, no? It is out there free as a bird. Enough. I have had enough. I'm going back. Does that mean he jumped out the window?